shit. We good? How many thumbs up we got?
3.
We have a few.
3 thumbs.
Not So Tender Podcast, episode 17. Much like a Winger song.
What?
There's a song by a band called Winger. She's only 17. That's like inappropriate as shit, right?
Sounds like a creepy song.
Well, I mean, not to be an asshole. She was just 17. There's a bunch of those songs like that.
I know.
Women were women back then.
I follow a guy on TikTok that picks apart old lyrics and plays them or sings them. And
oh my God.
their reactions.
That gets bad.
It's bad. Old songs are... old songs, that's not true, because then I see other ones that are like...
But you better have my money.
Right.
I mean, come on. But old songs are really bad.
Yeah.
Like, seriously bad. There's an old Beatles song. If Marilyn Manson sung this song, he would go to prison. But it was like... you better run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Catch you with another man. That's the end. Like...
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Like I'm gonna fucking murder you if you fucking date another guy.
If you screamed that or growled that, completely different vibe.
Dude, if Logan Paul fucking tweeted that, fuck, right? Canceled right now, 100%. Yeah, that shit was bonkers back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, weirdly enough, that guy beat his wife too, you know?
Huh.
Weird.
That's bizarre.
Crazy.
Unforeseen.
How was your week?
I've had a rough week clinically. I know.
Hashtag fuck 2 weeks in a row?
I know.
Oh, man.
I know. People are breaking up.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Like bad radio connection?
No. Well, a little bit of that too. It's always awkward where I'm like, it's not my internet. Like it's like I've had no problem.
I've never heard that.
I'm not
your broadband provider.
Right. You're my 6th client today. Like you should check.
You're like an old
Wi-Fi.
prostitute in Honolulu when a ship comes in and a guy's like, oh, I'm really missing my mom. Bud, I got 300 more guys. You got to get the hell out of this room. Oh my God.
I always feel bad, but they're like, is it you? And I'm like, no. I have all my bars. I have like, I set up my Wi-Fi to make sure that I could do my job from my house.
Oh, you mean their internet's really fucking up?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought that was a metaphor.
No.
That was way funnier when it was a metaphor. Now it's literal.
Yes, it's literally.
I like saying,
awkward,
hey, that's not my internet. That's your internet fucking up. Wow.
No, I do.
So
use
what do
a
you
lot of
do?
metaphors.
Pigeons? How do you get the messages?
No, every once in, worst case scenario, I just give them the option that we can do it like via phone or we'll have to just reschedule.
Are you ever surprised what someone's house looks like? Or are they real good at hiding that shit?
So usually we're stationary. Every once in a while, somebody will like take me to see something. Like,
what?
Listen.
What? This
like
is
I
my
have,
closet.
I have
this is where I keep my wife.
No, I have a client that, like, for instance, his basement was flooding pretty consistently, and he was venting about that, and he was like, you know what? I'm just going to take you down to see it. And so, like, here we go. Like, down. And
That's
he was like,
fun,
look
though.
at this. Right. And then he spins.
No, 25 minutes of his therapy explaining about moisture in his basement.
Physically spins, and you see the laundry room and the downstairs, and yeah. Listen, I've done in-home.
Listen.
In-home therapy.
I'm going to tell you something right now. If I was on a Zoom call with a therapist all the time, it would be so hard for me not to fucking practical joke you and have like a laser pointer at me and then hear like a firecracker go off and then I fall over like I'm being shot. Like I would you would need therapy after trying to give me therapy.
I would just have to be like, Thomas,
get up.
Can we?
Could you imagine?
How you are wasting a lot of money. I am expensive, and you
I'd be
are
worth the joke. It would be worth the $100 joke. I wouldn't even care. I'd have people come in like straight up like Al Qaeda style, put a bag over my head, like drag me out,
my God.
like Guantanamo Bay shit.
Oh my God! No, I did. So did I tell you that I got stung by a bee for the first time ever?
Yeah.
Like right before session.
Oh no.
So I was on my patio and I was like laying on my patio furniture and all I did was like roll my leg over and it hurt. So I
Gotcha.
rolled it back and there was a bee there.
Something reached up and bit you.
In my 30s, never been stung by a bee.
How?
Listen,
Are you the girl in the bubble?
I was so proud of myself. First of all, that shit fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Bad. And then second of all, it blew up like a softball. And I had like 5 minutes before session. So I'm like running in and getting ice and coming back. And the next client I had, I love her to death. She's fantastic. And I was like, just not myself for the first couple minutes. And she's like, what is happening? And I was like, okay, so full transparency, I got stung by a bee. And she's like, are you allergic? And I'm like, I don't know. It's the first time I've ever been stung by a bee.
Wow.
But my dad's allergic.
Yeah, and you're gingery. So when people are gingery, they have a lot of allergies.
Right. Sure. And so we're talking in about 5 minutes and I started coughing and I was like, I need a second. Like, let me pause my video for a second. Like, I need to get a drink. And she's like, if you die
Oh my God.
during my session,
Do I get a refund?
I'm going to need
I'm not
a
paying full
referral
price, ma'am.
for the trauma therapy that my clinician gave me.
Oh my God.
So see, you don't have to make shit up. Sometimes shit just
That's pretty
happens.
good. That's super good.
It was bad. I would have said a lot of bad words had I got stung 5 minutes later. I would have felt
Holy
bad.
shit. I've had some crazy stuff happen tattooing for as long as I've been tattooing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
During?
I've had people come in and like cause a scene with the person I'm tattooing.
Oh, like they knew they were there, so they showed up.
I was young and I was tattooing in West Virginia and I was young. I was 18. And I'm tattooing this big dude and he's getting like this naked girl tattooed on him because that was popular back then, you know,
Sure.
100 years ago. And this woman comes in and like starts physically assaulting him. Like, no fucks given. And I'm like an 18-year-old little punk kid. And these are grown humans, you know.
Giving it to him.
Yeah. That
Why?
was odd. I don't think she wanted him to get a naked lady tattoo.
Oh, was that why? Oh, okay.
I didn't really pick up
I just
on
wasn't
why.
sure
I
if
just
there
knew that
was
she
like
was
a-
not happy with this man.
She was
She was not having it.
You were trying not to listen to their conversation.
Dude, I had a...
Like, not my business. Not my
yeah,
business.
same shop. I was tattooing this guy. And back then you had like CDs and you had like CD racks because you'd have to have, you know,
right.
all your music. And he didn't say nothing. And I just turned around to get some more ink or whatever and turn back around. And he just literally passes out and takes out my whole stereo, CD rack, everything. And he wakes up. He's like, what happened? I was like, bro.
Right. You fucked up my shit. That's what happened.
Fucked up my radio, son.
Now I have to mess with the antenna again.
I love it now that like people don't come in all fucked up anymore like they used to. Like they used to just think it was okay to just get fucked up and get tattooed. So, and people are like, oh, you don't like people drinking because they bleed too much? I'm like, no, because you guys are assholes. It has nothing to do with blood.
Sucks and-
I mean, you'd have to drink like nonstop for like
Right.
days to really bleed. I mean, you'd bleed worse if you took, you know, aspirin.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, fuck, caffeine will make you bleed.
Yeah.
But they would just come in fucked up, man. And I'm like,
Here we go again.
and you need the money.
Mm.
So you just do it.
Hope they don't throw up. Have people thrown up? I have to imagine people
man.
have thrown up.
A couple. A lot of passed out. I had a girl pee herself. That was a
Awake?
lot. Dude, she went into like a full, like almost seizure.
Oh, well, that's sad.
Yeah, but it was like she passed out and was like, she straightened up like a board. She was in here with her fiance and she like farted really loud. And then she straightened up like a board and then she peed herself. And her
Oh, she
dude is
died.
looking at me like, you're murdering my future
Right.
wife.
She died. Right.
So I made him clean up the pee. I handed him gloves and I don't give a fuck. You're marrying this broad. Get used to it, son. And she's like, I'm so pissed. And I was like, I know that's shitty, but like that was a weird one.
Oh, that is a weird one.
I was tattooing in Arizona one time, and the nicest guy was in the other booth, and he is like the sweetest guy. Mm-hmm. And I hear him lose his shit.
Like mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they had like countertops they worked off of, and he had all his stuff on the countertop. And I don't keep anything on top of my workstation besides what I'm using because of spilling something, someone doing anything crazy. I don't want anything contaminated or gross. But for some reason at the shop, they had like countertops. A lot of shops are like that. this girl got sick, and instead of throwing up, because all tattoo artists have a trash can right next to them, it's where we dispose of our paper towels and stuff, she threw up across of all his stuff on the thing. Instead of like throwing up in her lap or on the floor, she chose to throw up. And he was like, he lost his shit.
Oh my
so God. If you're getting tattooed and you're not feeling well, first off, tell someone. We know how to deal with this. And secondly, if you're going to throw up, grab the fucking trash can. Throw up on the floor. Don't throw up on their stuff, please. It's very disrespectful.
PSA.
And it could get rough. So yeah, I'd imagine. But man, it'd be hard not to prank you. Like I'd have it's Halloween. I'd have a mask on. You're like, you have to take the mask off.
So actually, funny story. My first client through my private practice booked ahead 2 weeks on Halloween.
So he was in costume?
No, he wasn't. But I remember I told my husband, I'm like, I have so much anxiety. And he's like, because it's your first client? I'm like, no, because this fucker booked 2 weeks out on Halloween at 8 o'clock at night. It reeks of the fact that he's going to get on and tell me some bullshit story about how, trauma, murder,
like vampire,
whatever. All of this stuff. And it's going to be for nothing. And he was like, my husband was like, but you'll get paid.
Men don't care. They're like, listen.
Right. You could listen to any type of ridiculousness for 53 minutes.
I mean, fuck. I
know, right?
People are doing it right now listening to our dumbasses.
That's true.
It's the same thing.
That's true. But so it has been a rough week. I had a couple split up this week.
Yeah.
That they came to session and we were processing.
So you're saying I have a shot? No,
well, with her.
There's one more out there.
One more out there.
I had a young woman in yesterday and she was talking about dating. She broke up with a boy and she's 18. And she was talking about the boy she was with for 2 years and she was telling me stories about him not working and just, I'm going, girl, come on. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
How sad are you? 1 to 10.
Yeah, and she showed me, I go, let me see your new dude's social media. He has 1 picture of him, maybe 2. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, that's not normal. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, you think that's normal for a kid your age to only have 1 or 2 pictures on his social media? Mm. Is that suspect to you?
How old is he?
I'm going to assume he's around 18 years old, early 20s.
Yeah, then that's weird.
How old could you be to just have 1? 70?
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that.
40s, 50s. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. Some people don't even have themselves. I have done some FBI work where I pull somebody up and it's the Browns logo. And I'm like...
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, he likes the Browns. I got a funny story. You know the website we're not allowed to talk about?
Yes.
Yeah. So I
Were you on it?
No. Not on it. Can't put me on it. You ain't gonna put me on it because I'm not.
I mean,
on
they
it.
can.
You could, but I'm not doing anything.
I'll do it.
Go right ahead. Everybody be like, I know
Any
him.
tea or drama?
They'd be like, yeah, he tattoos me.
Right.
What's up? He seems nice. So my friend, there was a boy she had hung out with, and he got put on there. Mm. That dude probably had at least 8 girls. And he had been in this relationship with a girl for 8 years.
Oh, no.
I was like...
she found out?
No, she didn't find out that way. She found out before I just quit the relationship.
Yeah, oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
But after the fact, yeah.
But you know how people will paint it differently. Like, we're breaking up, or we live together, but we're not together.
Oh, yeah.
Some crazy shit.
Right.
So... it was crazy because she showed me some of the stuff that the girl sent him sent her. And I was like, that's real relationships. Those pictures with those girls aren't casual.
Yeah. Right.
That's going on vacation with this broad.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker, man. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
That's the point of the website. The point of the website.
And then the girl was like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, yeah.
Ma'am, I saw you. You're not a bad-looking lady. You'll be just fine. Leave him. You can't go through all that shit, sending girls stuff and then staying with them. They do it
all the time.
Oh, come on.
All the time. Or they'll post and they'll be like,
is that thing still going on?
I found out. Oh, yeah. It's my.
We haven't talked about it in a
It's
long
my
time.
every 11:45
Your wind
night.
No.
Doom scroll. I don't watch crime documentaries, but I doom scroll through that shit.
That dude.
I'm
I
like,
can't believe there
"Whoa."
hasn't been any crime on him. I'm not
Well,
lying. I was like,
so
oh my God.
that has come out, I think, since last season. There's those type of groups like all over the place.
I'm sure it's catching on
And
like
down
fucking wildfire.
towards like Columbus, a young lady lost her life because he found out that she had posted something and he killed her. So I know, right?
Ladies.
Quit being a pick me bitch, like, because that's what it is. Like people screenshotting and sharing.
Here's
and then
what I
these
didn't-
guys that aren't super healthy. That's why they're on this site in the first place.
But how fucked up was this? If you're posting pictures of girls half naked that he has on his phone, do you think that's right? Like if you found, like, say this girl found a dude she's been dating for 8 years and finds all these half naked pictures or naked picture or whatever of these girls that he's having relationships with.
And she posts them?
Well, I mean, she sent them to that girl. I don't know. I don't know what the site
shared
looks
them?
like. I
Yeah.
don't know what the site looks like. So,
No, there's none of that on there.
oh, there's not.
Not on that
I was
site,
worried
no,
about that.
uh-uh.
I was like,
Yeah. No. The real intent is, and I believe there's rules, but the real intent is to
there?
like girls being girls. Like, hey, I went out with this guy, super uncomfortable, tried to take me home, fought with me when I tried to get in an Uber. You know, like, be mindful
yeah.
of who this guy is.
There's a fine line between
Yeah.
some guy not answering you back and you thinking he's a piece of shit than him actually being a
Right,
creep.
right. That's the intent. What happens on there is not always the intent. Or people who are nervous about going out. We were having this conversation before here. Like, women are scared.
Yeah.
So they have a date
Mike was just
set
talking
up.
about that, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking about Mike goes, I noticed that even if I'm walking in a grocery store, I'm careful how I walk around a woman because I don't want to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I was like, well, put your pants on, Mike.
Thomas.
Fuck. Dude, it's Giant Eagle. Put some britches on.
Circle back.
Britches.
Britches.
If
But
you like
these-
britches, call 234-200-5949, the Not So Tender Podcast hotline. Leave us a message for Mike.
Talk about your britches. No, but people will be on there and they'll say, hey, I've been talking to this guy. We're trying to meet up. Does anybody, like, has anybody gone out with him before? Does anybody know him? Like, any red flags that I need
I'm
to be
sorry, if
mindful
you're
of?
that paranoid, you probably shouldn't just be, you shouldn't be dating. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous.
I disagree.
Come on. Like, that's where you're going to find out? Why don't you look through his social media? Why don't you just talk to, like, I mean, that's a stretch. You don't think that's a stretch?
Not if it's...
On that site, though? I mean,
Well,
come
there's
on.
a lot of people that post a picture with like that. Like, we have a date coming up, anything I need to know about, and crickets. There's no comments. Which then implies like,
Oh, he's good. He's vetted.
good.
I wish we could do that for girls.
There are men's sites for
Bullshit,
that. Yes,
guys.
there are.
Listen,
There are.
one.
I wouldn't want to date any of them.
I bet you it's just angry ass dudes.
Oh, absolutely.
Like guys who leave comments on our post. What kind of wife would want to fucking be happy with her husband? Why is her happiness involved? Like the shit I see guys write, I'm like, you embarrass me to be a dude. Seriously. Wow.
Oh, God.
Like, this is why they hate us, bro.
Yeah.
Stop. You're not helping the cause,
Right.
you know? So that site kind of amazes me, what I hear about it. But that was kind of interesting, though. That dude. Oof. And dude, she hasn't talked to him in several years. And he still had that shit on his phone? Like, something's wrong with you.
Spank bank.
I'm like, dude, but what, really? No, I mean, come on, man.
Hi, guys.
Buy a hard drive. Jesus.
Right, right. It's free on the internet. 3 words.
No,
you can have
man.
like 100 videos.
I can't even imagine. I can't. Like, no. That shit's so far away from me now. That's so, once I stop being
Yeah.
self-destructive and just blowing shit up, that's been so far away in my life. And I'm very thankful for that because...
Well, but those are conversations that I've had with my kids, with other kids, when I was working at the hospital with those
Yeah.
kids. Like, in what world do you think that you send an intimate picture, video,
Yeah.
whatever, and then when you guys break up, they just delete them?
I do.
What? I mean, you don't have to.
But I do.
Right. Do you think most 17-year-old kids do?
I don't know. But I doubt it.
Probably not.
Apparently, most 40-some-year-old dudes don't do it.
Right. They either save them, or they share them, or they post them,
You shouldn't
or
be
they.
sending that shit anyways.
Well, they don't.
Not if you care that much. How about that? Not if you care that much.
Right.
Not if you care that much.
Yeah.
Don't say it's a huge deal or you wouldn't have sent it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know. Well,
It's a fine line.
people do stupid stuff when they're in love.
And just deny it like a good politician. Be like, it's not me. Yeah,
Well,
but your face is in the picture. Nah, it's photoshopped.
I was going to say, I've had conversations. Don't put your tattoos. Don't put or like piercings. Don't put your face. Don't put your nails. Like, I mean, like,
Yeah.
if you don't.
Do you remember Ashley? It was on the show. She posted a thing that says, I only date guys that are heavily tattooed because I can see your fucking arm in that picture. I started laughing. I was like, fuck, she's right. But yeah, I don't know, man. I it's like I said, like eating clean. Once you start doing it and you start living reasonable life, you don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah.
People love some chaos though.
They think it's dynamic or passion or like.
Any kind of reaction is a good reaction.
Yeah. Strong feelings.
Yeah. So is somebody
Everybody
taking a
that's
nap.
like-
It's
yeah.
peaceful. it's dope. You know what I mean? Look how comfortable she is. Just sleeping.
That's true. My husband sends me TikToks, the ones that like, are like, I don't have to worry about my wife cheating. I do have to worry about where her keys are, how many chickens she brings home, and what she ate in our bed last night. Like those are like,
Yeah.
and when I get them, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That is who I am.
It's a dance. It really is a dance.
Yeah.
So today's subject.
Rolls right in. So today's subject is signs that you're bringing your past relationships and the damage and the baggage into your current relationships.
Yes, which is a very normal thing to do.
Which can be healthy or unhealthy.
Well, if it's healthy if you're
learned your
mindful.
lesson. Yeah, right.
If you're mindful about it, if you're honest about it, if you're not making somebody else pay the price of somebody else's wrongdoing,
Right.
because that's not fair.
Right.
We've all seen it. We've all lived through it. We've all probably done it to someone at one point or another.
Absolutely. I know I have.
Yeah. So that's an interesting thing, and I'm sure in couples counseling you hear that a lot.
All the time.
So
all the time.
Why do you think it's such a prominent thing, yet no one talks about it like it shouldn't happen?
Well, first of all, I don't think, like, on the best side of that scale, like, you're embarrassed by it or you think that you're mindful enough.
That's true. That is true.
I've learned my lesson. I'm looking for red flags. I've moved my personal boundaries,
Yeah.
And on the worst side, I do honestly believe that, like, people don't know what they don't know. So
That's fair.
if they're hurt or they're in, like, I kind of scrolled through and I think some of these are super common that come out during intakes. Like, I'll have a lot of couples that come in and they'll be like, she has a trust issues from her past marriage. And like, he'll look at her and be like, is that fair? And she's like, yeah, no, that's fine. And he's like, and I have, I don't communicate super well. Usually I like get really mad and I yell, and then I like apologize and break down and I'm more vulnerable. But that's because, my ex-wife or my dad or my mom or whoever, like, never, like, my voice didn't count for shit. That is a super aware couple.
Yeah, but if you know that that's, hey, here's a quart of oil because I know every 100 miles, this thing burns through a quart of oil.
Yeah.
Fix the fucking car.
Well, so usually my response would be like, have you guys done any individual work? Have you guys done couples work in the past?
Yeah.
Like, for them to be that aware, I assume that, like,
They've done some work.
they've done something. If not, at least they have good friends that are
took a
like,
quiz
girl,
on Facebook.
right? Like, you got some trust issues. But I think I think some people are just completely unaware, lack insight.
Do you think some people use it as an excuse to just perpetuate bad behavior?
Oh, for sure. Well, I've been cheated on in the past, and so
you and everybody else on it.
Right. My last boyfriend was cheating on me, so we share our location. Because then you know what?
What, with your ex-boyfriend?
Where his phone is? No.
Because that would make sense.
Right, no.
Keep his cheating ass away from you. Be like, nah, he's within 15 yards of us. Let's go.
Right. No. We share our location because I've been cheated on. Or, I go through
I had a
his
dog
phone
bite me once,
month.
so I go home and kick mine.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
It doesn't.
Just
I'm
to
joking.
Make sure.
That's not a real... I'm just saying how ridiculous that sounds, right?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. It happens all the time.
Right.
I
don't like my dad, so I'm not going to like yours.
My dad's pretty awesome.
I'm sure. I mean, I get it. I'm joking,
Right.
That would not work in any other situation. I had no respect for my last boss. Imagine going to an interview. Just to let you know, I have no respect for you at all because my last boss was shitty.
Was an idiot. I trust nothing that comes out of your mouth. I'm actually going to do this job entirely solo by my own rules.
I'm going to unravel everything you try to do.
Right. I'm going to go home early because my last boss made me come home late or go home late.
You constantly.
Just
you
so
want me
know.
here late? I'll be here early.
Right.
Whatever.
Not allowed to sleep.
Why am I here? Yeah. So yeah. All right. So the first one.
You attract the same type. I mean, right out of the gate, we're starting strong.
Oof. That's not true, though.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
It's not true.
What's that true?
I think it's folklore. When they say why do I always end up with the same guy? You don't. You only see that in that person.
Oh, see, no, I disagree.
Really? Let's go.
Absolutely.
Just felt like Mortal
Ready?
Kombat. Like whatever they say in the beginning of Mortal Kombat.
Isn't it just fight?
Finish her. Yeah.
Right, finish her. I'll win.
I've lost my fight this year. I've lost my fight, Kelly.
I'm all riled up this season.
Good. Yeah, I was.
This is bullshit. I'm ready. Aw.
Not really. I'm worse.
So
it's all bottled up.
What this is saying...
Dark Tuesday.
That is true. It is Tuesday.
It's always Dark Tuesday.
Shit. We should put a banner, a trigger warning on our TikToks.
Yeah,
of
Dark Tuesday.
Right. So what this is saying is that you attract the same type based on past experiences and that it's subconscious. So I'll share a little about myself. How about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage.
Right.
Counselor Kelly.
Thank you. It took me a long time to figure out why I do this. That I'm not going to actually share, but
cool.
A lot of women will relate to this. So the bad boy image, right?
Yeah.
You date a guy, they're emotionally distant, they're kind of mean to you, but they're only nice to you. They're super sweet to you, and everybody else is like, oh my God, I can't believe that he said that to you. He bought you a rose from the gas station.
From the drunk guy at the bar.
Right. And then you break up, and then you find yourself in another relationship that you're like, I'll fix this one.
Because you failed at the last one?
Yeah. And probably failed at your, dad or brother or something. I
did not fail my dad or brother.
No.
I mean, not that I know of.
No, I have a client right now that had a really solid relationship with her brother, and then family dynamics drove them apart. Nothing happened between them.
Right.
But now every single guy that she is trying to date, she's looking for attributes of her brother. Don't make it creepy.
No, I don't mean that,
creepy.
but I'm like, that is because you're trying to fix something that you imaginary.
Right. Yeah. There's a hole
that's
inside where
thing.
There was
my thing was more like, why do I always end up with the same guy? I'm like, I mean, because most guys are the same. Not to be an asshole. It's a pretty good chance.
Because your picker sucks.
He sleeps at night and he eats breakfast. It's crazy. We have so much in common.
No, but this blurb talks specifically about an adult child of an alcoholic parent, right? So lots of people who have parents with addiction issues end up with an addict.
Well, there's a pretty good chance you might end up with an addict as well. But it seems normal to you. It feels normal. You know it. You know that language. You know that vibe. I'm saying most people where you say end up with an addict, if they grew up with an addict, it's because it's normal for them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's so normal. Like, you understand that language, you
Sure.
understand that vibe.
Well, there's two sides of that coin. There's like a healthier version and an unhealthy version. So a lot of people will subconsciously choose an addict or an alcoholic because they need internally the validation that they're good enough to stop doing whatever it is.
Oh, jeez. Good luck with that.
It's a real thing. You know,
Yeah.
my dad didn't choose me over liquor, or
Yeah.
my mom was constantly leaving me home alone and running the streets doing what she does. And
Trifling.
now I'm with a guy who's been sober for 6 months. And they're like, look, he's sober. And I'm like,
'Cause of me.
sweetie. No,
'Cause of
they
me.
usually meet him when they're sober. But I'm like, and congrats, glad he's
Yeah.
sober. That shit's hard.
Yeah.
But when he relapses, or if he relapses, your entire self-worth will be wrapped up in, again, I wasn't good enough.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
That's deadly.
Yeah, it is.
Don't do that.
So that's the unhealthy version, right?
Hugely.
Hugely. The healthier version is, you know, you've been, and I hate to say it, it depends on length of sobriety, but in a lot of ways, I feel like I can say that like it does matter.
Yeah.
So maybe they date somebody who has been clean for 9 years and has worked the program and done the work, and they're willing to do it because the verbiage is the same. They understand, and they
Right.
have a lot of like compassion and empathy for people who have struggled with that in the past. So that was the example that they gave on here that I completely elaborated on because they have like 2 sentences.
Right. Well, I
But-
mean, I hear people say it all the time. Why do I always end up the same guy? Well, okay. Well, just know this. If you like a certain kind of thing, there's things that come with that. If you
Yeah.
like bad boys, you got a bad
Yeah.
boy. So
Right.
listen to what you just called him.
Right.
A fucking bad boy.
Right.
And he's doing bad things? Mm-hmm. No shit.
Right. Well, I've told people recently, I've gone down like a rabbit hole with a couples that I'm like, stop staying with people for their potential. That's so unhealthy and dangerous.
That's hard.
If it's an additive because they say they're in school or they say that this is the direction they want to go, like your goals
No.
need to be common. Sure.
Is that more of a girl thing or a guy thing?
Goals, I would say, is more of a guy thing. Potential, I would say, is more of a girl thing.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of guys that I know that I've worked with are like, she's in nursing school, and so like I'm just trying to help her along until like we get to this part, you know, like
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Girls look at
Girls
guys
are like,
they're
he
renting an
used to be
Airbnb."
really sweet. He used to text me all the time. He used to do these things. They're not usually like pulling it out of nowhere. They're like saying that like he's capable of these things, and I feel like we could go back to that. And I was like, that was the first 3 days of texting.
And living in the past like that too, like it was so much better then. And you know, it's like, well, what's happened between then and now?
Right. Where did we
what are
pivot?
we going to do tomorrow?
Right.
Today and tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So yeah. All right. Next.
You feel uncomfortable being intimate. That is a huge red flag that you are bringing your past into your relationship.
How are you even
Or-
entertaining a relationship?
So,
Like you just want a friendship, like a pen pal?
what if they're uncomfortable being intimate?
Yeah. You should probably just have a pen pal.
That's not fair.
Why? It's not fair to the other person you're leading on.
Well, not if they're forthcoming and saying like, I don't
Kelly,
want
how
to.
many people are forthcoming about that?
I have one on my caseload right now.
One.
Yeah,
How many have you ever had?
I don't know.
That's one.
So a lot of people, I would argue. So if you don't want to be intimate at all, like I'm sure there's a label for that. What's
Yeah,
that label?
like a platonic.
Right. Sure.
Right?
No, like that you as a human aren't sexually attracted to people.
Okay.
I want to say it's demi, but like, sorry, that might be wrong.
I don't know.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I'm not
But like
Googling that.
there's a category of people
Is it like
in the
asexual,
alphabet.
like where you
yeah,
just like-
right, like that just
Okay.
What happens more often, and I guess what I'm assuming or I think would be more beneficial to talk about, is that when you become intimate or as you approach intimacy or something happens during intimacy that triggers you and now you don't know what to do with it. Lots of people have triggers they didn't know they had.
Okay, so I understand that once you're in a relationship and something could happen that could lead you into a different realm. But knowing that you don't want to be intimate with someone, that's a very unique group of humans that probably should only talk to each other.
Well, yeah, if they don't want to be intimate.
That's what I'm saying.
This one, like the first sentence says, do you feel scared to get physically intimate? Or are you afraid to show your your vulnerability?
Well,
Obviously, yeah.
That's
like those are trust issues that are coming out.
Well,
Sometimes
I can see that you don't want to be intimate with somebody if you got, because some people are very emotionally involved when they're intimate with somebody, and some people aren't. You know what I mean? So if you're a very emotional,
you can't
lover,
detach and just
as Jay and Mike like to call it, you would definitely not want to give that part of yourself until you really understood them and really feel trusting of them. Well, that's normal.
Yeah.
And I guess that could have to do with other people from your past. That's a pretty healthy one, though.
Yeah. This says, too, it says past relationship trauma can cause a person to be reminded of the tragic event or traumatic event and triggered or even stressed. So that is where, unfortunately, I'll give an example. Like, he grabbed my hand or my wrist during whatever, and it completely spun, or enter whatever it could be. A lot of people don't know what their triggers are.
It's hard. It's almost like you need a release form with like a questionnaire of what you're into and what you're not into.
Right. Well, and
I know that sounds crazy, but like
sure.
one thing that the person you were with before was into, and if you tried that with a new person, and they're like, whoa, whoa, and then all of a sudden it changes like their view of you.
Yep.
That's not fair.
Right.
Because you're like, I didn't even know this existed till the last person, and they were into it, and they seemed to enjoy it.
Right. Well, and there's definitely a world in which you guys can like talk about that and say, hey,
those worlds are
most people, except for the people that meet on like those sites. More power to you. Just saying.
Those sites.
Did you? I just recently learned that there were kink dating sites.
I don't know.
There are.
Like if you like the Kinks, the band?
Yes. Yeah.
Like huge Kinks fan? Like they love.
I know. But they go on and they're able to say like, these are
that makes
what
sense.
I'm into. That makes sense.
Quit dating people that are like vanilla. That if
would
you
have helped during my dating seasons where I was getting messages that I'm like, you're gross. How is that the second sentence you just sent me?
Like that's
you know
how they
who
lead?
you are. Oh yeah.
Happy Tuesday.
I had a guy once ask me what I was into. Naive Kelly.
And you're like hiking,
photography, baking, Honest, it was like his third sentence. What kind of things are you into? Why would I assume that he meant sexually? Hi, my name's such and such. Where are you located?
Were you on Christian Mingle?
No, I was on Bumble.
I'm just kidding. You're Christian Mingle. They're weird on Christian Mingle.
I'm sure. And then he was like, no, I meant sexually. And I was like, that's extremely inappropriate and a huge red flag for me. And then I reported him and blocked him.
Wow. Kelly took it straight to the court.
I was mad. I was probably mad because I was embarrassed.
Were you? What are you into? Knitting.
Book club.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'd be into that.
What if somebody was like, "What kind of things are you into?"
I would say, like, I love playing guitar.
Same thing, right? You'd say the same thing.
I love my dogs.
Shame on him.
I love my daughters.
You should have been much more transparent or specific, because not only did you bait me, but then you embarrassed me.
I had a woman say some dumb shit to me at this at the tattoo shop one time. I had another tattoo boy that was there with me. This is years ago, and she was an attractive woman. You know what I mean? And I'm sure most guys are like, freaking out, like one of those girls. And I'm just tattooed. I don't give two shits. Right. I really don't. Like, you're here to get a tattoo. Right. Like, I don't care. And she's like,
she's paying you, not the other way.
Amen. And she made a comment like, if you were dating me, what would you do? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I think I said the most ridiculous shit ever. Like, I was like, well, I'd probably spend the first 20 minutes praying, you know what I mean, and asking for forgiveness, you know what I mean? And then my buddy was like...
you set her up.
Yeah. And he was just like, oh my God. And we talked later, and he's like, she wasn't expecting that. And I was like, I'm not giving her that. Like, I don't know you. Right, like, that's inappropriate as fuck to me to have that kind of conversation. I don't know you. And she was one of those girls that I have a hunch she gets that kind of attention anywhere she goes, and
Yeah,
I don't give that to
fills
the
her
other
bucket.
people. Fuck.
So to speak.
She got a big ass bucket.
No, I had a parent hit on me when I was treating his child once.
You told me that, and his child was not in a good state.
Literally at a hospital.
Yeah, not in a good state.
And he was like, I saw a ring that you have on your finger, and if you weren't married, I would definitely ask you out. And dead ass, which is dead ass. I was like, that's extremely inappropriate, and don't ever say that in this setting again.
Wow.
And he was like, beet red. He's like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I did. I was like, what would make you think that
Just
that
took a
is
shot,
okay?
Kelly.
Yeah.
Just took a shot.
In an emergency room with your child.
Well, maybe he was going to have some more free time.
Actively suicidal. Thomas, shame on you.
What?
Shame on
His
you.
time management. This guy might be great.
Oh my God.
His time management is perfect.
What again? He wasn't a bad looking guy.
He's like,
he
you
was
know,
moderately attractive, but I'm like,
He goes, normally I'm only busy every other weekend and on Wednesdays, but now it's looking up.
right. If you're gonna keep him here,
I'm
I'm gonna be free for 7 to 10 days.
Shit.
I'm sorry, everybody. That was Dark Tuesday.
Dark Tuesday.
We
do
are.
need a new
We
graphic,
do have
Justin.
a new special flavor this season.
People are inappropriate as fuck.
I am actually like flabbergasted sometimes at the audacity.
We
that
use
people
words like
have.
flabbergasted and britches.
Flabbergasted
Bollocks.
by the audacity that
Jeez.
people have no shame. Have you ever wanted to tell people like
I do.
you
What do you
should
mean if I
have
ever wanted to tell somebody?
You should
Have you
be
met me?
embarrassed that just
Shit.
came out of your
Come
mouth.
on. I make them say it repeatedly. I break it down. Come on.
Say it like Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah. I don't like that kind of like, my one buddy, we were out and some woman, he was like, I'm going to do things you've never been done. He goes, you better not have a dick. You know what I mean? Because I've had pretty much everything done to me. So what the fuck do you plan on doing to me? I laughed. God, he don't give a fuck.
Oh my God. Oh
Girls,
my
I think
God.
like they always say, man, the people who talk the most shit probably aren't the most shit, you know?
Small
Just saying.
kings.
So did you go out with him?
No. I was like, who? The guy? No. There is not, I don't know that there is a bigger turnoff for me, that is
That was
somebody
it?
that is
That was pretty bad.
that aggressive. Or like the guy on the internet. No.
That guy was pretty mild. He was just throwing it out there. He was like singing your extreme level.
For the guy on the internet?
Yeah, like what are you into? That's a pretty calm question, Kelly. Jeez, where'd you grow up? The Amish
I'm
people?
not going to say.
Don't
Kind
say.
of.
Kind of. Really
Kind
close.
of.
Just so you know.
Don't
There might be
throw me
horse shit
out.
on her fucking roads. Just saying.
There was.
If you needed some fucking cabinetry made,
we
you wouldn't
didn't-
have to go very far.
We didn't have salt thrown on our roads. We had cinder thrown
right.
on our roads. Ash. Stop it. We had to be careful of the snow drifts.
I bet. And hitting people in carts with horses.
We didn't have Amish people in our town.
We call them gypsies.
They were in the next town over. They just passed through our town. Stop it. It was my dad's house. That's why I'm so well rounded.
It's okay.
Okay. You still suffer trauma. That's like a super. What is it?
No shit.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
You were triggered by
Trauma
the
from your ex?
slightest change in your partner's tone of voice. Oh, okay. Or how about words or reactions, emotional buttons.
That is true, though.
That's true.
That's what part of that whole thing of seeing it. No matter they're not, even if they're not doing it.
Yeah,
Like even if a
that's
guy
fair.
raises his voice, you're like, "You're not going to talk to me this way," and it's like,
Right, or they break down and fall, fetal position.
"Wait, what?"
Oh yeah, you
What do
raise
you
your
mean?
you raise your
Like
voice
a
and they
fainting
drop.
goat? You have wait, what?
Yes,
Girls
that's a
faint like
thing.
goats?
They don't faint. They don't faint. They like curl and drop.
No,
Yes, huh? Yes, huh? I have worked with men and women
No.
who have
they're fainting
experienced
goats.
that.
They're fucking fainting goats.
They're not.
Hashtag
They're like
fainting goats.
roly-polies.
Get the fuck out
They
of
like
here!
roll
Like
up.
potato bugs.
Yeah, potato bugs. They roll up and they drop.
Michael, have you seen this?
Have you ever offended somebody that turned into a roly-poly?
Jeez.
A pill bug? Potato bug?
No, Mike says no.
No, I've worked with men that are like, insert circumstance here. She came home late. I asked her where she was, and she like cowered. And I was like, were you mad? And he was like, I mean, I wasn't happy.
I might have been
like,
chopping up some fucking, beef flank.
Like,
He's like, where were you at? Like,
we're talking about trauma responses to things that are not appropriate.
I gotcha.
So, like, yes, I'm frustrated because you were supposed to be home 2 hours ago and I made dinner. I'm not going to beat you nor cuss at you. And I wasn't posturing you. I was walking into the room.
We're so sensitive.
Right?
We're so sensitive about everything.
But like, I would have, it's not saying like making things up. It's saying suffering from trauma. So like, obviously you still have some actual trauma wounds that you need to explore. And unfortunately, once you experience trauma, to kind of go back, like sometimes you don't know what your triggers are.
No, it'll come. That's what I want to tell people too, because I have had people like, well, they knew what they were getting them into when they started seeing that person, or they knew. And I'm like, listen, you might think you know, but a year in, you might be triggered in a way that, like, literally, not triggered. Like, that's a fucking overused word. Something might come up that you literally go, fuck, I thought I could deal with this.
Yeah.
But I can't. Or I thought I could deal with your children, but I can't.
But I can't.
I thought I could deal with your mama, but I can't.
Right.
Or something happened with me and I can't deal with much of anything.
Yeah.
I might have been a super high functioning human, and then next thing I know, not so much.
Right.
I lost 2 gears.
Yeah, right. That's fair.
So I'm doing okay first and second, but third's gone, fourth's gone. So if you're going down a hill, you might be able to get into fifth. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You got fifth. I can get riled up.
Right.
But yeah, I've had people who, so I do a lot of trauma treatment, and
me too.
I believe it.
Mine's the other way though.
They come in for a smell that they had no idea.
Yeah.
They never smell it. They haven't smelled it in 14 years, but that smell took them all the way back, or a sound.
It opened up that jar.
And they're pissed. They're pissed.
Because they were doing good.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're mad, they're sad, they're emotional, and they're like, how do you deal with the fact that like this trigger came out of nowhere, didn't even know I had it, and now I'm sent back 30 years back to whatever.
Well, there's many ways. I mean, you're a professional. I'm sure there's many ways you could say that. Me personally, being from Appalachia, I would say, well, you've been doing it this long and you're successful at it. So you obviously can do it. You obviously can work through it, and we're going to get through it. So the rebound's going to be way quicker this time.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next. Dark Tuesday.
You disrespect yourself.
What's that mean?
Oh, people do it all the time.
Tell me what that means.
All the time. I'm going to hold on.
I want to see if I've ever done this. Disrespect yourself. I'm curious what this means.
So it's talking about like giving up your own boundaries of like, this is something I said I would never do again.
Oh.
But here I am doing it again due to this circumstance or
like your model, you're taking away from your model. You're doing things that you said you wouldn't do anymore.
Yep, you have made exceptions.
Yeah.
And now you've done it over and over and over and over.
Well, that's a huge thing in every aspect of your life, I believe, because that'll torture you. If you sit there and said, I'm going to do this, it's like not working out when you say you're going to work out, or you worked out and you're like, I'll start tomorrow. And the next thing you know, it's 3 months.
Yeah.
So that's disrespecting yourself.
Yeah. Betraying yourself is maybe that's a term I would use more often, but disrespect it. Think of the site that we were talking about.
Yeah.
That like, that he's disrespecting you, and now you know these things and you're staying anyway.
Or what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Right? So you went through all this PI work. I mean, literally.
It is. You
went through all this PI work. You literally responded back to 10 different comments or more. Right. Probably more.
With all the emojis. Broken heart emoji. Crying emoji.
But yet, he's still on your page. This dude's still on her page.
Well, so
get the fuck out of here with that.
What I find most interesting is that most of the time women will say, I just want proof to take to them. Can you send me a screenshot of a message that he sent you? Can you send me a picture that he sent you? Can you send me anything so that receipts. When I go, they want receipts. And that goes to, unfortunately, sometimes men say, that was my face photoshopped in that picture. That wasn't me. I wasn't there. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Shaggy helped us out. It wasn't me.
But like at this point,
it
I guess
wasn't me.
being a clinician, I go back to if you are posting and you are commenting and you want receipts so that you know that he can undoubtedly like admit to like what, girl, you gotta go. You gotta go. And it's gonna be hard and it's going to suck and you will be sad.
But then you've already involved a lot more other people.
Yes.
And now your people are publicly watching you.
Yes. Well, I saw one girl that was like, I literally just posted, she went on vacation with somebody and then posted when they came back because something was fishy and they have a history of that kind of behavior.
Same guy.
Stop it.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
I went to school with her. So sad. So sad.
Wow. Is it? Shut the fuck up.
You
it is not
better.
sad.
No, but I'll tell you what, every once in a while,
Small world.
twice now I have seen somebody on there that I know of.
Yeah.
That I've gone to school
Yeah.
like with the girl and I'm like, ooh, that's sad. Like he's all over your Facebook and like it makes me sad sometimes. It really does.
Oh.
I know.
Growing, Kelly. Growing.
Empathy. My college professors told me I didn't have a lot of that.
No?
Look at me now.
Did you order some on Amazon?
No. Wish. It only works sometimes.
Dude, what a weird world we live in.
It's discounted.
I mean, honestly.
It's discounted empathy.
Is it the weirdest world?
Yes.
What are the chances of that?
I'm not shocked knowing who it is. I'm not surprised you know her.
I don't know her.
No.
No, I know one of the girls he was fooling around with.
I know her.
Dude, this is some. What do you guys call it? The tea.
The tea.
What does that come from?
No idea.
Why-
When old biddies used to like sit and drink tea.
We don't know that for a
gossip.
fact, though. Do you think that's what it's from?
Yeah, that's what I would guess.
We need to find that out. Hey, when you guys Google what is when they say we're getting the tea on something, can you guys Google that and see what that means? Because I want a real definitive answer.
Where it came from.
Yeah, because thank you.
Where does anybody come from?
I came from my mama. She's a nice lady. She makes some really good peanut butter fudge.
So do I, actually. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go toe to toe with your mama, though. I bet
I
hers
wouldn't
is
do
better.
that. Look at my face.
I know. I bet hers is better.
Yeah, she made one batch of it because she's like, hey, what do you want for your birthday or Christmas? And I was like, I just want some peanut butter fudge like Grandma made.
Yes.
And she brought me some, and I was like, Mom, this is garbage. And I said, this is not what Grandma made. She's like, no, this is Grandma's blah, blah, blah. I go, listen, I will put you in a home. You need to get this peanut butter fudge shit right. And she did. She brought me like the next batch.
You
Perfect.
did not tell her. You're like, I asked for one birthday present.
Yeah.
One. And you bring me garbage.
Ruined it. It was.
Dog
She brought me
shit.
chalky peanut butter fudge.
Yeah.
But listen, her
my
no-bake
aunt-
cookies. Oh, they're so
So I
good.
can't make no-bake cookies.
What?
I know.
Do you want my mom to help you?
I am a good baker. No, my husband's mom makes them so well, and I've made them
Are they
over
gooey?
and over and over and over.
Or is hers gooey? Or are they just normal?
No, they're more normal. But mine always dry out. Like it's
Okay, those women that make the gooey ones, if you know any women like that, I need some
where
of
it's
those. Dude, gooey ones? Who makes the gooey ones? Hashtag gooey
only-
ones. Yeah,
Oh, is
what's
our
this mean? We're going to listen
He
to
is
it.
back.
Oh, it's spilling the tea.
The insides. Yeah,
Juicy. God.
Okay.
Because I kept hearing this, and I'm like, what the fuck? Getting the tea. I mean, where it concerns me, that means we might be hanging out. If you're getting this tea.
Right.
Yeah. Unsweetened.
I hate
Thank
tea.
you, Justin.
I hate tea.
You do?
All tea.
Why didn't you say that when I offered you some green tea?
Because it was rude. Because I don't turn down things when people bring them to me.
What if it had vodka in it?
No, I don't like tea.
I'm just kidding.
I hate tea.
That was a bad joke.
I hate it. No. You tell your mom that fudge
What?
is trash.
That was trash. She know it was trash. And guess what? She's never made that shit again. She makes it perfect. Perfect every time.
Oh, God.
That shit was garbage.
I'd be
was.
so offended. I
Whatever.
don't serve people things.
She
that are
should have bred with my dad if she couldn't handle the truth.
garbage. Did she eat it?
No. My
She
mom has
tried it?
diabetes.
Oh, well, that makes more sense.
But she loves a good pear, she said.
A good pear. I hate
Man.
pears.
Who are you?
Pears
Listen,
are so gritty.
do you want me to tell you what I had on Sunday?
What?
Homemade grape pie. You ever had grape pie?
No.
Listen to me.
No one out there has had grape pie. That's weird. Who makes
What?
grape pie?
Amazing women.
Boys, have you had grape pie before?
What? Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. So they harvest these grapes last year and process
Where are
them.
they from?
One of the local grape places, probably one of your families. So, I mean,
I was
locally,
gonna say
like at a winery.
Your places, way down.
No, around
way
here.
down in the
we
hollers.
We have a lot of wineries around here.
Well, that's true.
Okay. So they did that, and they made, I'm telling you right now, do you like blueberry pie or anything?
Yeah, it sounds good. It's just
no, it's
not
better.
a thing.
It's better. I'm not joking. It was so fucking good.
No, I'm going to have some.
It's better. So good. So if you want some grape pie, make
All right.
it.
Next Dark Tuesday.
I can't bring it in because I don't have it, but I don't even know where you would get it. They made it.
Well,
like
where
from
did you
scratch.
have it?
At my friend's house.
Oh, they made it.
Yeah, they made
okay.
it. My buddy's daughter made it. It was perfect.
All right. I'll
Thank
give
you.
her hell. You were haunted by your past.
So listen, haunted by your past means a lot of different things. So
I
you
know.
can think you don't deserve a good relationship because you fucked up so bad before.
That's fair.
Even if you didn't fuck up that bad and somebody says you're going to die alone. If women should probably quit saying that to men, you're going to die alone. I don't know too many people who die with other people, just to let you fucking know. Most people die alone.
That's
Okay?
not what they mean.
I know, because they're just being mean.
Yeah. That's
Why are you trying to torture that person for every other person after you? You girls talk about like being a girl's girl. Girls don't say that because you're just torturing the next girl.
That's fair.
So my thing is when you tell somebody like you're going to die alone, you know what I mean? I've heard that quite a few times. I haven't heard it in a really long time, but it was like a go-to for a while, right?
I heard it yesterday. They usually
The
people-
You okay?
No, but the client I had was using that term on themselves. I'm going to die alone.
Yeah,
I
most people
always
do.
get this wrong. I always and I was like, can we not? He was like, I want to.
Dark Monday.
Yeah, no, you're fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I tell them all the
But
time.
if you're
like,
told that
"You're-"
one time, it sticks
It
with
makes
you.
me, I often want to hurt people. When my clients tell me like things that they have endured,
I don't feel
or they
safe
have
right now, Kelly.
heard. No, people are such assholes, and now I have them in session processing through words that people have used against them.
Dude,
And
it
they
took me
are-
some real
Yes.
therapy. It took me some consider the source. But here's the thing. Like, I had somebody the other day, and they're like, listen, don't listen to what people say. We've heard that our whole lives. It's just
Sure.
words. Okay, bitch. So when somebody says something to you,
I know,
but it upsets you. And I'm like, oh, it's just words.
right?
So it's a hard thing.
I know, but we teach people that. I mean, as a clinician, I teach people that, like, that fine line, right? Of like
I have a
letting
theory.
things roll off your back. Not what?
My theory is if it really offends you or hurts you, it's because there's truth in it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
if
I've
there, and
heard
if
that
there is
before.
truth
Yeah.
in it, correct yourself and make it where no one can ever say that about you again.
Yeah,
Try that.
yeah.
Is that crazy?
No, I would say I've heard that before, and I do think that there's validity to that. I think the other pretty common thing that happens is that when you have an insecurity that was planted by somebody who mattered,
Anybody
Parents,
you say you love,
girlfriends,
yeah,
whoever,
yeah.
like somebody planted this teeny tiny bullshit mustard seed in your brain that anything kind of even looks similar is painful.
Yeah.
And it's not because it was true way back then. It's because somebody that you thought loved and cared about you pointed it out.
Or they're just
Yeah.
being mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard to shake that off when it's somebody you care about.
Or
Or is supposed to care about you. That's
was
usually
really
the
hard.
bigger.
Well, yeah, you love them until you're mad and then all the knives come
Right.
out.
Right.
Look at our logo.
I know. All the knives.
It says everything you need to know about
Yeah.
our relationship.
Now it just looks dark.
Yep.
Dark Tuesday.
Dark Tuesday.
Dark Tuesday.
Dark
Dum,
Tuesday.
dum. You lack trust. Clear.
I do.
It's number 6, Thomas.
Trust is our favorite thing to talk about.
I hate trust. I'm so over it.
In God we trust.
And do you? We're not going there.
Womp, womp, womp. Darker Tuesday.
Hopeless,
Dark
helpless.
Sunday.
Hopeless, helpless, purposeless Tuesday.
Come on.
No, so you lack trust in what?
Your
I
past
suppose?
relationship made you lack trust.
You're just too afraid to let your guard down and give 100%. Obviously. Obviously, then you lack trust.
You breathe through
Obviously,
your
that
nose.
comes into relationships. I would argue that some people, again, think that they do. Like, if you know you don't trust anybody, like said website, don't be dating. But if you thought that you did and you thought that you healed and you thought that you were in a good place and then you get to a certain point, I have a couple right now that is like, I just want them to let me in. And they're like, I don't know how. I never have. I don't know
there.
how. What do you think
What
is
does it mean to be in?
What walls do I have? I don't even know where they are. And even if I did know where they are, like, what the fuck do you think is on the other side of it? Like a crying rabbit on the floor? Like, there's no,
I don't know.
There's no rabbit.
I literally think that people they want you to be vulnerable just because they want to have that leverage on you. They don't know that. And I'm sure they're not, I'm sure most
Not
people
malicious,
aren't.
yeah.
No. But think about it. Why is it so, when I ask people that all the time,
Yeah.
I just want them to be vulnerable. Why? And they can't tell
what do you
me
want?
because that's their measurement of trust. That's their measurement of
Value.
how important I am in your life.
Value.
But if you don't even know, like, I'm not a deep person at all. And people think I'm deep.
Yeah.
I'm not. Because it's very topical. It's very just like
very
to the point.
logical.
Yes. And so they're like, I just want to know the real you. And I was like, I don't know
Everybody
what that
gets the same version of you, I would imagine, or
Yeah.
pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
It's just.
I've not
just
wavered
is what it
before you knew me as a friend.
No.
And as a, I was the
You've
same
gone
exact.
through seasons.
But
But you're still you all the
But
time.
how different was I? Not much.
No.
Day one.
Nah. You've grown.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely grown with that. But I'm saying, like, why is it so important that you know something about somebody? And I do think it's like you're trying to monetize it, basically. Like, you're trying to have currency in it. Because I can't think of another reason for you to do it. It's either going to be because that's what you think a real relationship is, even though you don't know why.
That's common.
Because you've been told.
You've been told. Yeah. Soulmates.
Your trust, because if you trust me with this, that means you really trust me. But more than likely, you're going to betray my trust when you're mad. You're going to fire it back. I'm not
That's
saying
unhealthy, right?
I'm
yeah.
saying these are the different
Yeah,
categories
sure,
it kind of
right,
falls
yeah.
into.
Yeah.
But like, I just want to know the real you. What does the fuck's that mean?
I don't think it's as common. I don't hear people wanting to know their deepest, darkest secrets. Like, that's not what they mean.
What do they mean?
They want, so I've had a couple people to break this down. I have one couple in particular that is super intelligent. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm like, it sounds like partner A is extremely emotionally expressive and partner B is not.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what is said, what is discussed. They're not going to cry. They're not going to they're very logic minded. And they're like, I hear what you're saying. Your emotions are, I understand the emotions that you're having.
How does it concern me?
But like, I don't have the same emotional reaction to what you're saying organically. Do you want me to?
You don't get excited when I
cry?
get you something. You don't get excited about anything.
No, it's more like when they fight and they like get to a bigger understanding or have an aha moment. Partner B is like, that makes sense. I'm sorry it took us 2 hours of arguing to get there. And partner A is laying on the ground crying, and they just want like this potato bugging it.
Fainting goat.
She just wants
The equal amount of.
Yes.
That's preposterous.
I know. She knows that. That's what we're working on.
Yeah.
But like the same emotional level sometimes is what they equate like vulnerability to. If you will cry in front of me.
Yeah.
I have somebody else on my caseload that cried for the first time, let me think, maybe 3 weeks ago, as long as he can remember.
Was it Monday Night Football? Because I almost fucking cried, just to let you know.
I don't watch
Nick
football.
Chubb's fucking leg went sideways.
Don't.
R.I.P.
No,
Nick Chubb.
He didn't die, did he? Because his leg went
My
sideways?
spirit in that fucking franchise died.
But yeah, I think that's most common. I think the new age, your soulmate, your passionate partner, your lover, your best
whole
friend,
mate.
right? Yeah. They're like, I just want us to be completely exposed, as raw and naked as we possibly can be, figuratively, and like
That's not real.
enmeshed. That's what they want.
Why?
That's because that's what society tells us is important. You don't trust me enough to let me all the way in.
But that's not available here.
Not everybody has that.
No.
And that's not true.
And then you get a guy
Everybody
who cries all the
has
time
it.
and like tells you everything, and you're like, shut the
What
fuck
the
up.
fuck? He's
Shut the
so
fuck up.
soft.
Yeah, dude. Like, you get a splinter, you're gonna fucking die.
True. I won't say everybody has a truest self. That is true. I'm going to renege and kind of reframe what I just said. Don't. I think it's not what everybody, it's not always the same, and it's not what people expected. So, like, if you drop all the curtains and here you are, they're like, well, it's not that damaged. Really?
That's
There's
fucked up.
nothing. There's nothing behind it. You don't have like a deeper, darker, like, you know. And some people are like, "Here's this skeleton. Here's this skeleton. Here's this one." Like, I'll tell you what they are.
Yeah.
And they're like, "But you're not crying about it.
Yeah. Like,
Why aren't you sad about it?"
because I'm not there anymore. Because I worked
Really?
through that.
Because I worked through it. Because I've been in therapy. Because the skeleton has a name, and I've seen him, and I've
Yeah.
pulled him out, and I can't get rid of him, but I just shove him back in the back.
There's
It's
a lot
like-
of ghosts in this room, but we're all friends. Oh yeah, I just had a song out. It's called Truce, and it's about that. You know.
Yeah.
There's a ghost in this room.
But like, yeah, you drop the curtains or shine a light in the closet, and they're like, "Here's all the ones I told you about."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Where is it?" You're like, "Where is what?"
It gives them value. It gives them currency, and stop doing that. Next.
You always compare.
Ooh, that's a dangerous thing. Because that makes you think that
This
you
could
should
be the
go
rest of the
backwards.
show.
Or you search for that. Yeah, that comparison. That's a brutal one. That's a brutal one.
It is a brutal one.
Because- I mean, let's be honest.
they do it good and
Most
bad
people,
ways.
if you could mesh up, do a mashup of 3 of your exes, you'd probably be pretty happy. Fair?
I'm thinking of my last 3 exes.
Not last 3, 3 total in your life.
Well, yeah, if you can't, then actually, what the fuck have you been doing?
That's
Your
that's a
picker
good
has been
point.
like, your picker has been so far
But you
off
have
the
to
mark.
have reference points.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like how do you know if your new car is dope unless you had another car to reference it from?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like if you've only rode one motorcycle and you're like, this is the best motorcycle ever. I'm like, have you ever rode any other ones?
Yeah,
well, no.
that's the same. New paint brushes. I just got new paint and
So
paint brushes. And I was
comparison's
like,
pretty
oh
healthy,
my God.
like normal. I don't
Right.
know about unhealthy. I don't even know if it's not unhealthy. If it's unhealthy, if you do some unhealthy shit with that.
Right.
What do you mean compare it? I don't know.
So I think
Like make them stand next to each other. You're like,
No.
all right, boys, get them up.
But this might be true for you. So if my ex didn't text me, or used to text me and call me all the time, and you don't, well, you're not doing what he did,
But even though that made you crazy when he did that.
right? Or I don't know, like he used to do this and you're not doing it, or you do these things and he didn't. That could go positive or negative.
You usually flip flop one way or the other. Hot, cold. Like
Right.
if you had a guy that was up your ass like crazy, the next guy, you want a guy that's like, look, I don't fucking call bitches. I don't fucking know. You're like, you're my guy. And then next thing you know, you're like, do you love me? Do you even like me?
Love bombing.
Yeah.
Love bombing
Ooh,
and then
haven't
it
heard
goes
that in
down.
a while.
So this is like when you start accusing your partner of being a cheater. Oh,
Well, that ramped up quick.
because of other things that your past relationship did. So you come home late at night from a show, you take a shower immediately afterwards.
Yeah. Pretty normal.
But my ex
Would do
had
that after
cheated
he
and
did anything.
yeah, right. So looking for red flags that aren't there,
projecting.
comparing behaviors.
100% projecting other shit. Don't do that, people. It's really shitty to do with people. And if somebody tells you something, and you either have to believe them or kill the relationship.
That's fair.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
dancing around this, like what you believe and what you don't believe.
Sure.
Do you believe them or not? And if you're being intimate with somebody and you don't trust them, you don't believe them, you're an asshole. You're a fucking asshole.
What do you always say? You touch them where they
Touch them where they pee. All bets are off, right?
100% trust? No.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't
Trust until you don't have
I feel
trust.
like people can be like, we could go again down a whole rabbit hole with trust that what does it, you might not have been where I thought you were. That doesn't mean you were doing anything wrong.
Listen.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what this constant need for, like,
the truth.
I mean, for that
remember
feels controlling to me.
If you weren't home, nobody knew where the fuck you were.
Yeah.
Remember that?
100%.
I told my husband this week, actually. I said, now that I work from home, I don't even want a cell phone. I said, I had like 14 unread text messages after like 2 hours. That has never been I was like, I don't want it.
You want to talk about it?
No.
What's going on?
Nothing. They're like political text messages.
Who are you hanging out with?
I don't know. I don't know where they got I registered to vote the other day.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Against my better judgment. They're like, do you want to? And I was
I'm
like,
registered as fuck.
Have it.
234-200-5949 if you want to register to be on this fucking show.
Yes, please.
So if you have some trust issues, listen, I want to know why. Text us. Just text us. Tell us.
I want to where they came from and why you can't let them go. Like what?
Yeah.
What's so sticky about your trust issues?
And not just that, like, if you want to know where somebody's at all the time or all that, like, why?
Ugh.
Nobody asks why. They just want it. And I think some people just want to know.
All the time.
Right.
Because it's normal. That's what everybody does. No, that's gross. That's gross. I hate it.
If somebody did that to your kid, you wouldn't be happy.
Tracked them? The kids put their own location out all the time. It's
dumb.
a whole nother thing. But no, they'll be like, don't you and your husband share your location? I'm sure you do. I'm like,
You're like,
no.
No.
At all.
No.
Don't you have red receipts? No.
I do. But
yeah.
we talked about why I do. Yeah.
No, I don't.
It makes me just accountable for me getting back to somebody. It made my workflow better.
Yeah, I believe it. I should do it.
It does. It's easy. But it's so easy, you know. Once you start doing it for a while, it's just really easy.
Like, no. Yeah, why? Why do you want to have tabs on your person constantly?
Because you know how shitty people can be because you're probably a shitty person.
Or you've had shitty things happen to you.
So
but I guess here's the thing. Knowing
people
that they
had car
stopped at the
accidents
gates.
too.
Well, yeah,
you still get a fucking car.
Yeah, that's
Everybody's fucking had, ice melt. Like, shut up. No shit. I mean, like, let's just call it what it is. I guarantee that girl has went through that dude's phone that we're talking about. And I guarantee she has fucked him since then.
Well, yes, that was the entire point of the post.
Yeah. Knowing.
He's done this in the past. I thought things were different.
So shut the fuck up.
Right. Still staying with him.
Stop it. I guarantee if you looked at her fucking social media, his picture's still fucking on it.
Probably.
So no offense. Get the fuck over it.
Well, no, I've had that conversation with a lot of people. Like, why are you going through their phone? If you found something, you would do what with it? Yell at them? Then have makeup sex?
Have leverage.
I guess.
Have leverage. I bet you she's doing some shady shit too.
Probably.
Sorry.
All right. I'd love to hear about people's trust issues.
Messages 234-200-5949. So look, in like 2 weeks, we're going to go live on TikTok for about a half hour. We're going to give a little shot. It won't be like part of our normal show. It'll be its own entity. So if you're into that, we'll put it on the website and let you guys, and on all the social medias, and let you know when it's going to be. And then you can really comment in real time, which will be ridiculous.
Love to give feedback to people in real time. Rapid fire. Like speed dating. Speed therapy.
Yes.
Bam, bam, bam. I will be holding no punches.
Yeah. And me and Justin, we're talking about doing a live show too. So we'll have a studio audience, which will be bonkers. So just to let you know, if you're bringing shit from your past into your future, you can in a healthy way.
Sure.
And you can in an asshole way.
Information, yeah.
So if you're doing it in an asshole way or how you wouldn't appreciate it done to you, please stop doing that.
Right.
Please stop torturing people. What else did we cover today? Don't say things to people
that are mean.
Just mean.
On purpose.
Because then you carry that. They'll carry that forever.
Back to me.
Right. I mean, it's good for your business.
I know, but it makes me sad because I'm like, God, I do. Like, I will say, I'm like, I really would like to sit down with whoever said that to you. Because here we are 12 years later talking about this core belief that you have.
I've had I have had one person say the meanest shit ever.
Did it stick?
Just one.
It
No,
stuck?
I laughed at her, and it made her so mad.
It's
It
hateful.
made her so
Hateful.
mad.
I don't like.
And she's like, "You
hate
think that's
hateful
funny?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking
Because
hilarious."
you like went for the jugular.
I did.
My God. Were you like, you should
Yeah.
be ashamed of yourself.
Brutal. Yeah,
right.
and I wasn't kind in my reaction to her either. But you come at me hard, I'm gonna do the same back.
Right. You brought weapons.
All right, be better to each other. Be nice to each other. Send us some messages. All the links are in the bios. Please like and subscribe below if you're on the YouTubes. Enjoy your day. The leaves just started changing. I just saw them today on the way here. The leaves are starting to change. So fall is coming. So get your shit ready. It's cuffing season, as they say, ladies.
What?
You're doing, yeah. You never heard that?
No.
Oh, fuck. Cuffing season.
What does that mean?
It means that girls are latching on to some boy to have them through the holidays.
Oh.
So right now they're in their draft pick. Right now they're drafting.
God, I told you, all my people are like breaking up.
Oh yeah, well
Like,
they're gonna start cuffing a new one. Yeah, so they want to have somebody nestled
New
in by
cuffs.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, for sure. So it's cuffing season, gentlemen. Keep your fucking eye out. Okay, we got some snipers out there. They're trying to take you down.
They just want a new necklace.
Yeah, they want
New
somebody.
boots.
So if
They
you-
don't want to show up single to their parents' house for like the 14th year.
Listen, their parents will be grateful if they don't bring some other douchebag dude in there one more time. Let's be fucking honest.
Cuffing season.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I'm going to do my research.
Do it. You guys have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Bye. It really is. That's what it's called.